Be a little bit different today. I'll be moderating the show because one of our main features today is some incidents that happened with Dean Malenko and the Masked Superstar. I know it wasn't planned on your part that you were at our last taping. Some of the people who've been watching us may have seen it before, but you had planned on just giving up professional wrestling for a while, but you got involved in an altercation there.
Well, you're, excuse me, you're right. It's something that I did plan on doing, but it seems I had a real quick retirement. If I may say, it's something of really not my choosing. I didn't plan on making a comeback, but when a gentleman like Masked Superstar comes in and interrupts, in a TV program such as Suncoast Pro Wrestling, and says the things that he has said in the past couple weeks, sometimes being human, you can only take so much, and it came to a point where just sitting around and watching what he's done and things he said, something's going to have to be done about it. If he wants the match bad enough, and hey, I'm more than happy to challenge him and take the challenge, and I'm more than willing to be there and get things taken care of, and hopefully just put an end to this, and I can sit back with you in a little more restful spot and commentate something I like doing a little bit better than wrestling.
Well, some people may have known that you did have a mask versus retirement match scheduled with the Superstar. We had to reschedule that match, no fault of yours, because as we've said the past couple of weeks, we are going to be finding a new home for Suncoast Pro Wrestling. Why don't we go to a break now, and we'll come back with some highlights from that episode where you and the Superstar had that conflict.
I'm looking forward to looking at it myself.
Hi, this is Henry Raines, Dean Malenko. We're back with Suncoast Pro Wrestling. We're going to show a clip now from our very debut show. We were talking about it just a moment ago, and let's not waste any time and just go right into it.
I'll tell you, we've got some really exciting upcoming matches coming and looking forward to you. I'll tell you one thing, this hammer... Well, I'll tell you right now, it looks like I just got a...
Dean Malenko, huh? The great Dean Malenko. I heard a rumor, Dean Malenko, that you retired from wrestling. Now, how can that be? I could have sworn that next week I got a match with you.
Well,
how could you be sitting here, and I got a match with you next week, and I hear you retired? You couldn't have retired. You're going to really disappoint me. Even though, when I think about it, getting in a ring with a caliber wrestler like myself compared to the caliber wrestler that you used to be, I'd have retired too. But you really hurt my feelings because I wanted to show you a few things about wrestling that you should have learned a long time ago. You know that, don't you?
Well, I'll tell you something. I don't know you. I don't know anybody in explanation. I did what I thought was right for my career. As far as
career? Your career is wrestling. Now you're sitting on your butt. This is something you should have done a long time ago. I agree with that. But it really hurts my feelings because I wanted to show the man how to wrestle. He doesn't really know, you know?
I'll tell you something, that's your point of view, and I can't stop you from saying what you want to say. But I'll tell you, you'll have a worthy opponent next week.
No, I doubt that. But anyways, just keep doing a good job. I know. No, don't get crazy. I know that you're retired. You can stay retired. I'll just continue with my fabulous career because I am the greatest wrestler in the history of wrestling, and you may have been, but now I am. He retired. Keep up the good work.
I'll tell you, as far as I'm concerned, like I said, he can say what he wants to say, and I did what I thought was right, and I don't have to prove anything to myself or.
Well, that was from our debut show. That was really only the start of things to happen. But do you have any comments on what happened in that?
Well, excuse me, Henry. Viewing the tape again because I was there, while it was happening, and sometimes you don't get a chance to. Hear or actually know what's going on at that particular moment. But viewing the tape with yourself, I got to see a lot of things that I really didn't pick up on that night. And, there's the thing called manners, and the thing, there's a time and a place for everything. And that definitely wasn't the time for that. He had ample time. If he wanted request for an interview, he could have asked the staff, and we would have given him 30 seconds to say what he wanted to say. Coming in there and interrupting me is just the start of setting me off. I'm not a type of guy or a kind of guy that really gets heated up too quick, but when someone interrupts something that I'm talking about that's important, and especially on a debut show, like you said, we're trying to get the ball rolling with Suncoast on a good note, and then this gentleman comes from nowhere, interrupts, and it's just not a type of image myself, or I think Henry wants to project what Suncoast is all about. And Henry, getting back to the incident and the things that followed after that, we'll probably look at the match in a second. In a way, I'm kind of glad I'm out of retirement right now, and I'm really looking forward to getting in the ring with you, Mass Superstar, if you're listening to me. I'll tell you one thing, you maybe open your mouth one too many times. So let's stop the talking. When we get in the ring, let's do our talking there. Like I said, you know, it's a retirement versus a mass match. If I lose the match, I made a promise to you, you know, to my family, friends, and the fans out there and the people there that night, that I would definitely stay out of wrestling for good after that. But then on the other hand, I also stated that if you lose the match, you take off your mask. I don't know what you're hiding behind the mask or what you have to hide, or if you're embarrassed of your appearance, whatever that may be. But hopefully tonight I'll come out with my hand raised, and we'll get to see what hides behind that mask.
Well, I think when he first came out that it probably was more just publicity for him, just trying to get himself attention. But we're going to see an incident that happened in the very next week's show that led to this mass versus retirement match. And I want to point out again that this match has been rescheduled from its original date. No fault of Dean's, purely location matter. And if we can, let's roll that tape. Here we see Superstar grabbing the mic. He's interrupting your commentary again.
Right, here's the point where I think he's making, I'm not exactly sure what he said. It was quite some time ago. I think I hear the voice now.
Guy seems to have something.
He made some kind of statement to me. Really, I wasn't paying attention.
I believe he was saying something that he was going to make an example out of Sexy Caesar Vera there. And he didn't waste much time in getting that done.
Well, I'll tell you, this Sexy Caesar Vera, he's a new kid, and he hasn't wrestled that many times. He's very inexperienced, and I think it was very uncalled for what...
Quick thinking on his part right there, though.
Yeah, it was. I'll tell you, there was an advantage, and he seized the moment, and then he took it, and he almost had a pinfall. And Mass Superstar almost ate some of his words that he said. Here we see the Mass Superstar throwing Sexy Caesar in the ring with the big elbow. You know, Henry, watching the match and watching the Mass Superstar wrestle, you know, as many times he wants to talk and say different things, I can't take away the gentleman's wrestling ability. I mean, the guy is incredible. He's, as you notice, he has a leg right now. He's working leg, and you notice one thing. He's not stopping until he damages one part of the body.
Well, I was sitting beside you while all this was going on, and I know you've worked with Caesar before, helped him in his training, and you were getting quite agitated then.
Right, I was. We become very close friends, and to sit here and watch this Mass Superstar humiliate this real close friend and a real gentleman in the ring, especially, you know, we're just getting underway with Suncoast, and I really hated to see that. And you know, friendship sometimes is real important, I think, to myself and to everybody. And to see this guy get humiliated, it's just something I couldn't take anymore. And as you can see, you know, it comes to the point where he finally just can't take it anymore, and he gives up. And I think this is the moment right here where Frankie Reyes raised his hand.
And you probably couldn't tell on the audio, but Caesar had submitted before that moment. He just continued to inflict punishment. Here's where you had left the
right,
there and gone up to check on
Right,
Caesar.
like I said, I just couldn't take it anymore, and the poor kid. And, you know, this was definitely uncalled for. I was just in there to assist, you know, a friend in need. He was hurt, and I guess maybe I should say take a little bit of fault. It was my fault in the retrospect that I did turn my back, and here's a gentleman that you don't turn your back on. But I'll tell you right here, something snapped in me, and I just couldn't take it anymore. And if Mass Superstar, if you're watching this, I'll tell you, this is just a little bit of what you're going to see when we finally meet together.
Well, I'll tell you, when you knocked him completely over the top rope like that, that room exploded. Everyone was on their feet. And here, he's catching a little grief from the lady in the front row there.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Henry, excuse me, but, you know, I think the fans, seeing the tape and everything, I think the fans were definitely shocked and surprised, as was myself. I had my back turned. I didn't know what he was going to do. I was there assisting a friend and helping him out in a time of need. His leg was seriously hurt, and right now he's in a process of physical therapy. He's being rehabilitated, and I wish Caesar a speedy recovery. He's a good friend, and I'll tell you one thing. Not only am I going to, as part of this match for myself, but also for Caesar for what Mass Superstar did to him.
Well, I'd like to take a moment just to tell some people something about you. I'm not going to dwell on your accomplishments and things like that, but this month it's been exactly 1 year since you came down to Bradenton and started training wrestlers. Little did we know where it was going to lead and what would come out of it, but I want to personally thank you for the time and effort you put into it. The past year has been a very rewarding experience for me, and I certainly didn't think I was ever going to be in the situation I am now. But now, if we can talk about your accomplishments a little bit. Now, he indicated that you were chicken, that you've been avoiding him, and you faced some really major superstars in your career. Is there anything you'd like to tell us about your background? Or?
Well, Henry, I like to thank you for your comments real quick. And I didn't know time went so quick. I guess it has been a year. And, you know, looking back a year ago, who would ever thought that we'd be sitting here, you know, discussing a new league that was formed, Suncoast Professional Wrestling. That's something I'm real excited about, and something I had no idea that was ever going to happen, but I'm glad it did. And it gives a lot of opportunity for the young wrestlers to get a break into wrestling and to get seen and get noticed by the fans. But getting back to your question about Masked Superstar, you're right. I have wrestled for quite some time. It's been close to 10 years now, and I've come across some really tough competition. There's a lot of good wrestlers out there internationally and here back home in the States. Getting back to Masked Superstar, I've run across Masked Superstar several times within my years, and it's one of those situations where it's kind of really never settled, and I don't think it may never get settled. Hopefully the next time we meet, we can put an end to everything that's happened. He's a wrestler I admire. I think he's great in the ring. I enjoy watching him, but like I said before, Henry, I just cannot take and I cannot see some of the tactics that he uses and the way he interrupts interviews and times that we're talking. That I cannot stand, and that I will not go for. And also the situation where he comes in here for no reason at all. And here's a young man, Cesar Vera, that just broke into wrestling, and here's his first impression with a guy that happens.
Wait a second, let me interrupt something here, Malenko. Can I have this seat?
Yes, you're getting very good at interrupting things.
I'm the Masked Superstar, as everybody can see, everybody knows. Dean Malenko, I got a question for you. Not you, you. Nice shoes. Hey, I was supposed to meet you in Bradenton after what you did to me. You embarrassed me. You know, people don't just go around embarrassing the Masked Superstar. Do you realize that, Dean Malenko? Obviously you don't, because you did it. You were supposed to meet me and you didn't show up. I was at the Hyatt Regency in Sarasota. I showed up at the arena, and who was there? Nobody. Especially not you.
We covered that earlier. It's not Dean's fault. It was my decision to reschedule the match. He had nothing to do with it. And
that's what you say. Can you prove it? Can you prove it?
Well, I have my word.
No,
unlike some of us,
I can't believe you, because I was supposed to meet you a week after that wrestling interview I did with you when I interrupted your show. Remember that? Of course you did, because I made you look like a fool.
Let me tell you something.
But anyway, no, don't interrupt me. Listen, Malenko, I was supposed to meet you a week after that interview when I interrupted you, and you didn't show up for that either because you were retired. You had a cushy job. You found a cushy job sitting on your butt, right? A cushy job. I had a cushy job once too, but I decided to be a man, so I quit. Now, you say you're still retired. Is that what you're saying? I want to know when this match is supposed to take place, and I want to know right now.
Well, it's tentatively scheduled for the second week of May. We'll probably get some
second week of May, second week of June. What do you mean second week of May?
Excuse me 1 second. Can you just shut up for just 1 minute so I can get in some words edgewise? I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for myself. What happened were circumstances that could not be controlled. The matches were set up. Something happened with getting the building and this and that, but that's not something I'm going to sit here and ponder on. The bottom line is you will get your match. I promise you. I'm in the process of training right now. I've been training hard. One thing I got in mind, and that's to take that mask off and see what lies behind that mask. I want to know what you're so embarrassed for. I want to know why you have to wear a mask. Why can't you take the mask off? Why can't you let the people out there see what you look like? What are you hiding?
You know, I've been wrestling for 10 years, Mike, about as long as you have. I've been wrestling with the mask for 10 years. No one's ever taken it off. What makes you think you can do it, Mike? You know, there's a lot of room right here. There may not be a ring set up or nothing like that, but there's a lot of room right here that we can do what we were supposed to do 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And what you say we're going to do 2 weeks from now. What do you mean a talk show? I wasn't invited here, so I can do what I want to do. If I was invited as a guest, I'd be a little bit more manly. But I'm not a guest. I'm not invited. So, Malenko, why don't you just get up off your cushy little job and do what we were supposed to do 2 weeks ago, what you say we're going to do 2 weeks from now. Come on, Malenko, come on. There's a lot of room right here, isn't there, Henry, huh? There's a lot of room.
Well, I don't think Paragon Cable is going to appreciate us brawling.
Paragon Cable, big deal. Who gets Paragon Cable? I don't get Paragon Cable. Listen to me, man.
Excuse me.
I'm the masked super. No, don't.
Wait, let me tell you
Gentlemen,
something.
come on.
Wait, I'm not standing up here to prove anything. I just want to tell you something. This is a talk show, okay? The talk show is for talking. There's a wrestling ring, and that's where we're going to do our wrestling at.
No.
I don't have to explain anything to you, okay? Why don't we sit down like human beings, if you can handle that, okay, for a couple of minutes. Let's talk.
You know, I like to fight.
Let me tell you something. You're going to have your chance in the ring, okay? This is not the time or the place. I guarantee you, I promise you,
Well, that's what
here
you
in
said
front of all the people that are listening,
That's what you said
in front of my
before.
friend, I guarantee and I promise, we will meet in the ring and we will get this thing settled. So like gentlemen, why don't you sit down, I'll sit down, we'll continue the conversation, and we'll go from there.
That's what you said.
Okay.
Hey! Come on, let's go to a break.
Come on, man, get up! Get up, Malenko! Come on, sit down! Get up, Malenko! Come on! Get up, Malenko! Come on!
That's enough.
Get up!
Hello, everyone. I didn't plan to be in this situation right now. I'm here by myself. Our plan for the show has been turned topsy-turvy. If you saw what just happened a moment ago, the superstar, which is getting to be a habit with him, back jumped Dean. Dean's injured at the moment. I don't know exactly what condition he's in. I'm hoping that our director is going to go into the files and find a match that we can show. Is that ready yet?
Yes, the match is ready.
Okay, we can go ahead and roll that match now, and we'll be back. Okay, here you see, I believe this is Poncho Cruz and Dave Sawyer trading arm twists right here. Neither man has an advantage, but looks like Poncho had something in mind there. He got him with a kick. They square off again. Poncho Cruz is an experienced veteran. Dave Sawyer's a little bit of a rookie. Got the arm back there. Another somersault with the nip up and a quick arm drag. And Poncho Cruz back on top. A lot of pressure there on Dave Sawyer's head from the knee of Poncho Cruz. And as Sawyer works his way to his feet again, another arm twist. At this time, Poncho Cruz definitely has the advantage. And I have a feeling that we're going to see Dave Sawyer get a little frustrated with the situation soon. They lock up again. Back into the turnbuckle. On the break, forearm. Oh, beautiful head scissors. Throws Sawyer completely across the ring. Another head scissors. Poncho Cruz is known for his aerial tactics. Goes back to the basics, though, with a headlock, applying the pressure. Sawyer escapes. And for the moment has an advantage. As he rolls towards the rope, it looks like he's going to go for a headstand maybe. Sawyer seems to be losing his grip, and he grabs that headlock again. Referee Frankie Reyes makes them break because they're in the ropes. And Sawyer with a little crowd relations there. And Sawyer gets the headlock. Drop down. Beautiful running leapfrog and a drop kick after that. At this point, Sawyer must be feeling really frustrated. The crowd is upset with him. And as we try and get Sawyer back into the ring, Poncho Cruz backs off. It's got to be frustrating for Sawyer against an experienced veteran like that. Again, they lock up, quick arm drag by Poncho Cruz. and both men eye each other. Again, the lockup. Rake of the eyes by Sawyer, taking the shortcuts. Blow with the back turn. And looks like he's setting him up for a suplex. Elevates him up. Looks like Poncho Cruz might have hurt his hip on that landing. Comes back again. Elbow down across the lower back and the kidneys. Drops the leg. Trying to capitalize on his advantage here. He knows that he's got to take advantage of any opportunity he gets. Into the turnbuckle. Looks like a monkey flip. Poncho Cruz's lower back seems to be injured. And again, Sawyer stays right on top of him. There he goes with another shot into the turnbuckle. Up for that monkey flip again. And it looks like he went to the well once too often. Poncho Cruz was way ahead of him and nailed him right in the face with that drop kick. All right, Sawyer goes for a little timeout outside the ring, comes back in, and catches Poncho Cruz as he's trying to recover. Got to admit that Sawyer is staying right on top of Poncho Cruz. He's not intimidated by him at this point. He's laying those chops into him. He's going to go for good lariat where he just pulled him out and nailed him with that lariat. Near pin. You see a graphic from the previous taping of Time Machine. And a slam. Looks like he's going to pick him up for another slam. Really dropped him down that time. And one more time, and Poncho Cruz grabs a small package. He's got the pin. And we have a winner. All right, let's go ahead and go to a break right now, and we'll be back in just a moment. Those of you that have been watching since the beginning of the show understand that our whole schedule has been turned a little upside down here. The Masked Superstar interrupted again, which is getting to be a habit with him. Without going through it all, he wound up back jumping Dean again. Dean had to leave. He's been injured. Let me get a couple things in right now. I want to thank the businessmen in the community that are supporting us. I'd like to thank Leslie at Video Discs and Tapes. You can get your WrestleMania tape rental there. You can get the Nintendo WrestleMania cartridge for rent. They rent plenty of Nintendos. And just go in and check out their huge selection. I also want to thank Anchor Air. Bill Long there has been supporting us ever since the start of the show. And since this is getting towards the summer months, you might want to call them and get your air conditioning system checked. We do have matches again. Everything that's been mentioned will be coming up the second week of May. You'll have further details.
Just a second, Reeves. I got something to say, and I got something that's going to be said. Dean Malenko, on Sundays, a lot of people go to church, but I beat people up. And you're going to find out, if you ever get the guts up to get in a ring with me, that I'm going to beat you up again and again. I'm going to teach you a lesson in professional wrestling, amateur wrestling, collegiate wrestling, wrestling. Because I'm a wrestler. I wear the mask for my own personal reasons, and I wrestle for the money that buys me the house I live in and the car I drive, and you're not going to take it away from me. If you take away the mask, you take away the money, you take away the car, and you're not going to do it. I'm going to hurt you like I should have done a little bit earlier in my career. I should have hurt you, Malenko, a long time ago. I had a little bit of hurt on you today, but the next time we get in the ring, it's going to be a lot of hurt. The hospital someplace is going to like the way you look, and the bill you're going to have to pay is going to be heavy. The price you pay is going to be heavy. Malenko, there's a lot of people in professional wrestling that think they're good, brother. I may not be the biggest, I may not be the baddest, but I am the best. So much better than the rest. Get in the ring with me. I'm going to have the sweet victory. 1, 2, 3. Guaranteed, Malenko. Guaranteed. There's no way you can beat me, Malenko. No way. There's no way in the world you can beat me. I'll have your shoulders pinned to the mat 1, 2, 3 quicker than you can say, I love me, which I do, as you can tell. I love the Masked Superstar, but I hate you, Dean Malenko. I hate you like you wouldn't believe. I hate you more than anything, Malenko. And I'm going to show you how much I hate you when I get in the ring. And you're going to hate me more than I hate you, because I'm going to put pain on you. Pain and agony. More pain and agony than you've ever felt in your entire life, Malenko. Malenko. You're gonna know what it's like to be in a ring with a wrestler. And I am a wrestler. I am a man. I've been wrestling for 10 years. You're quitting wrestling. You're retired, and I'm gonna make sure of it. When you wrestle me with a mask versus retirement, you're the one. You're the one that's gonna retire. The mask don't come off.